the electronics and avionics that go into it. But never in the history of the aviation industry have so many big programs been launched concurrently. And what that means for the Indian industry, and especially the services industry, is there is a huge opportunity that is available to us to service this particular industry. And again, as much as growth is one thing in terms of the end product, but what we see as an opportunity is there is a huge growth in actually designing, analyzing, and servicing this particular industry, and therefore the Indian aerospace engineering outsourcing is expected to grow at about between 15 to 20% year on year. Right now we're about a $1 billion industry for exports and another $300 million or so within India. So we're already about a $1.3, $1.4 billion industry, and this is expected to grow to about between $6 and $7 billion in 2020. So then that presents a lot of opportunities for all of us over here. The other thing that we're seeing happening more and more in the aerospace industry globally is this is one industry, and I can speak a little bit from experience because we also work in a number of other engineering and manufacturing industries, but this is one industry that is very, very supply chain dependent, or more supply chain dependent than most other industries. And what I mean by that is, if you take the Boeing 787, right, 70% of the engineering and manufacturing content of the Boeing 787 is actually being done outside of Boeing. So in essence, what Boeing is becoming $1 billion of components, subsystems, and potentially sub-assemblies from India over the next 5 years, right? So this, again, it presents a big opportunity because such large numbers are not going to be just met by one or two organizations. Such large numbers will only happen if the entire supply chain, of which the organizations here are a critical part, are able to fulfill their parts of the commitment, because only then, this company that I talked about, which is just one OEM, will be able to source $1 billion from India in the next 3 to 5 years. So looking at that, there are obviously a couple of challenges that we have to look at or that we face. While there is a lot of scale that exists in our country for engineering and for aerospace engineering, the capability and the end of technology is something that we are looking at partnering, because again, as being a services company, we're sort of always in front of a computer, we're working through a design, but it becomes very important for us to truly become a value-added partner for our customers, to have services and manufacturing integrated in some way or form, because again, you can't have a good design unless the designer knows how to, or the challenges of manufacturing it, and at the same time, you can't have a good manufacturing engineer unless he knows what the challenges of designing it are. Therefore, the Indian services or the engineering and R&D industry is looking more and more towards organizations such as yourself to partner, because that's what our customers want. Our customers want a good manufactured solution. Those are some of the challenges also, which end of the supply chain are we? Looking at this as value beyond cost arbitrage. Obviously, a huge cost arbitrage opportunity exists for us, but really we have to look at it as it's not just cost arbitrage, or it's not just cost arbitrage that our customers are looking for, but really the complete value of working with organizations and working with organizations in a very integrated fashion. So with that, I'm just going to do a small sales pitch here in the end. NASSCOM also has an event in Pune towards the end of the year on October 12th and 13th, where we will talk a lot more about the Indian engineering and R&D and how Indian companies are working with global OEMs on engineering and R&D, and how that can really be extended to manufacturing and supply of components. The theme of the event is innovation and high-value engineering, and that is another opportunity where we will also present what we're doing, what organizations in India are doing, really to service the global supply chain in terms of the aerospace and defense.